Good morning, scholars. Welcome to Level 2-2, Microorganisms. Before we get started, go ahead and write your name and date on your notes so you don't lose them. You did it? Great. So, I have a quick question for you. I wonder why the same thing that causes my food to go bad when I leave it out the refrigerator also helps make medicines that make me healthy when I'm sick. How is that possible? Go ahead and answer that question now. Make sure you write in a complete sentence. Great job. All right, so the reason that's possible is because of these things called microorganisms. Repeat after me. Microorganisms. Good job. Microorganisms are living things that are too small to see without a microscope. Go ahead and fill that in your notes now. Great job. All right, so microorganisms are found in 3 out of the 5 kingdoms we learned about. How many of the 5 kingdoms? Good job. All right, go ahead and fill that in your notes now. The first kingdom where we find microorganisms is Monoran. Repeat after me. Monoran. Great job. An example of Monoran is bacteria. Go ahead and fill that in your notes now. Great job. Did you know that there are more bacteria on Earth than all the other organisms combined? Bacteria come in 3 shapes. How many? Good job. The first shape is rod-shaped. The second shape is spiral-shaped. The third shape is ball-shaped. Go ahead and fill that in your notes now. Great job. All right, so the first kingdom where we find microorganisms is Monoran. The second kingdom is fungi. Repeat after me, fungi. So, remember we learned last week that fungi break down plants and animals, decaying plants and animals in the environment. Also, there are 3 examples of fungi, microorganisms. The first is mold, like the kind you see on your bread when it goes bad. The second is yeast. Yeast is what helps your bread rise when they put it in the oven. The third is penicillin. Penicillin is a medicine that can cure diseases. Go ahead and fill that in your notes now. Great job. All right, so we learned that the first kingdom where you find microorganisms is Monoran. The second is fungi. The third is protists. All right, there are over 80,000 kinds of protists. Some can be single-celled or multi-celled. They can make their own food, or they can hunt for foods just like animals like you and me. An example of protists is algae. Go ahead and fill that in your notes now. Great job. So where in the world can we find microorganisms? They are everywhere. If you had a microscope, you would see them all around you. Go ahead and fill that in your notes now. Great job. All right, so microorganisms are everywhere. Also, microorganisms are both helpful and harmful. I know when you think of microorganisms, you only think of the ones that make you sick. But there are actually more helpful microorganisms than harmful microorganisms. Go ahead and fill that in your notes now. Great job. So, how are microorganisms helpful? Well, the first is, did you know that without microorganisms, we wouldn't have enough oxygen to breathe? There's this microorganism called phytoplankton in the ocean that creates oxygen so you and I can breathe. The second way is microorganisms help create important medicines. Remember I mentioned the example fungi, penicillin? Well, that's a medicine that was created by microorganisms. The third way is the way our water gets cleaned is because of microorganisms. Microorganisms help remove harmful bacteria from wastewater that we flush down the toilet and go down the drain. Also, microorganisms help create some of the food we eat, like it turns milk into yogurt. Another thing that microorganisms help with is when fungi microorganisms help plants get nutrients from the soil. So without microorganisms, plants wouldn't even be able to grow. The last way is microorganisms help dead things decay, which means that without microorganisms, there'd be a bunch of dead things all over the world. All right, so go ahead and fill in those 6 ways in your notes now. Great job. So, remember earlier I said that microorganisms are more helpful than harmful. So there's only 3 ways that I'm going to tell you that microorganisms are harmful. The first is bacteria like E. coli and Salmonella that are found on raw food can make you sick. Also, harmful microorganisms like some harmful microorganisms can kill crops. The third way is microorganisms can also rot wood, spoil food, and cause different skin diseases. Go ahead and fill that in your notes now. Great job. All right. Congratulations. You've completed level 2-2. Go ahead and tell me one thing that you learned from today's lesson and put your notes in your tone. Congratulations.